Judges chapter 9 opens shortly after the death of Gideon. In Gideon's day that we saw that Israel had a lot of problems, foreign invaders, they had famine, and they were incredibly disunited, and all of this was because they turned their back on the Lord. Gideon, of course, helped drive out the invaders and judge Israel for a period of time, and the men of Israel approached him and asked him to be king. And he said, "No, God is supposed to be our king." But instead, he devised a religious icon solution by making an ephod, which was kind of like an idol, in a centralized location, and was thinking perhaps if all the people worship there, that this will unite Israel. But it did not work out because they were trying to solve a spiritual crisis with just religious trappings. Now, Abimelech in chapter 9 is Gideon's son. His name means my father, the king. And perhaps in his mind, he's thinking the real way that we unite Israel is by one man ruling the entire tribe instead of all these other people. And so he conspires with some people, gets some money, hires some thugs, murders all of his brothers except for one, the one that escapes, pronounce a curse on Abimelech and the conspirators. Now, after 3 years, this has not worked out well at all. In fact, the conspirators with Abimelech, they've turned backs on him and they say, you know what, Abimelech was not a good idea. He's not the right man for the job. Gaal, that is the guy that we want. And Abimelech hears about this. He ends up fighting against these people, killing them. And of course, Abimelech also dies. The issue was that there was a spiritual crisis that they were trying to solve with political currency or religious currency, and that was not sufficient. In our day in the United States, we do have political problems and do have political solutions. But a lot of the situations that we face, the lack of joy, the lack of happiness, the disunity, the lack of purpose, those are not things that can be solved with the right people in office. We need to be people of prayer, people of God's word, living it out for him and his glory, because the solution that we have to heal America is Jesus Christ, not having the right people in office.